guys, welcome to week 7 of Comp 1. Next week is about mid-semester time, so after I tell you about this upcoming week's assignments, I'll kind of give you a snapshot of what the next few weeks will look like. So as I said last week, this week might seem a little bit light because I'll be out of town at a conference, so I'm just kind of replicating and keeping you on the same track as my in-person Comp 1 class, and so that's why. However, that doesn't mean that you have nothing to do this week. You have a pretty important assignment this week. We're going to talk first about the timed essay over a letter from Birmingham Jail. So what I'd like for you to try to do in this assignment is to, when you have 50 minutes to allow to writing an essay, I want you to try to replicate a classroom environment. That means don't have email open, don't have Facebook open, have nothing open except your Moodle page. And next to you, you should have your annotated, your printed out, marked up letter from Birmingham Jail. So the first thing I'd like for you to do this week, if you haven't already, is to print out the letter from Birmingham Jail and mark it up. Look up definitions if you need to, underline passages that you just think are really strong, and look for examples of ethos and pathos and logos appeals. Of course, knowing that those overlap at times. So when you have that all ready to go, when you have your marked up, printed out letter from Birmingham Jail, you'll open the quiz, and when you click start the quiz, you'll get your prompt and instructions, and you'll have 50 minutes to write an essay. So this essay is over letter from Birmingham Jail. You'll be doing some analyzing, and the only source you can use is the letter itself, so that printed out letter that you have marked on. I ask you to, of course, work very closely with that letter. Quote it at least 3 times. Remember how to integrate quotes smoothly. Don't just let them stand on their own. And use in-text citations the best you can using the page numbers of the printout. So your first in-text citation in parentheses would be King 1, and then your subsequent ones would just be the page number in parentheses since you're just working with one source. So again, do a lot of back work, really dig into that letter, make sure you've read it very closely and you've marked all over it and annotated it, and then give yourself a very quiet, focused 50 minutes with no other distractions and go into the quiz and write your essay. The other thing that you'll be doing this week is an exercise. I don't give a lot of busy work just to kind of make you do things with no clear purpose. This works cited exercise, though, might feel a little bit like that. So the first thing I'd like for you to do is print off the works cited exercise. It's a Word document. And using that and your little brown handbook, at the very least, if you want to use the citation generator that I've linked at the top of the class, that's up to you, but you have to start with your handbook. If you just use the citation generator, you're going to have a lot of headaches, and your finished product isn't going to be as good as it would be with your handbook. Get to know your little brown handbook and feel comfortable with it. Also at the top of the Moodle page, I have the Comp 1 references handout, and it gives you a lot of really helpful page numbers in terms of using your handbook effectively. So that's your other big assignment. Both of these things need to be done by Wednesday at noon. The works cited page, you'll make a Word document, format it properly, make it look just like a works cited page would look, and upload it as a Word document by Wednesday at noon. You have one reading this week, and that's Malcolm X's The Ballot and the Bullet. So you'll read that by Wednesday, and then Wednesday afternoon I'll post the following week's assignment, which will have required you to have read that. Otherwise, as we come upon mid-semester, I will be entering forum grades soon, so be looking out for that. I'll go in and just give you a holistic grade for your forum posts and kind of give you any feedback. In the second half of the semester, it'll be required that you know, integrate texts and use in-text citations in the forums as well. So things kind of shift and we get a bit of a different feel. Um, so coming up, after this week, we will start talking about comparative analysis, still for a little bit digging into ethos, pathos, and logos of some historical documents. And then we will switch gears and start talking about kind of some modern cultural issues, and you'll start writing your own arguments. So that's what's coming up. Stay on top of things. Let me know if you have any questions. And one more thought for the week. Since we are entering the territory of reading and writing about texts that many other students have read and written about, and I know that your whole lives pretty much, the internet and almost anything you've wanted has been at your fingertips. Obviously, there's a lot of great stuff out there, and that's not all bad, but I can't stress enough that you need to trust your brain, trust your mind, and do your own work. Your first instinct when you read something or get assigned something isn't to go see what else some dude on Yahoo Answers said. It needs to be for you to think critically, think it through, and see everything you can get from the text. And then maybe go to reputable sources to see what else there is that has been said. When it comes to writing essays, those free essay sites that are out there, or you know, if you find text online that kind of sounds like it would fit the assignment that I've given you, just stay away from it. It's easy for you to find, it's easy for me to find when you plagiarize. So again, trust your mind. Now, if it's a really good source and you want to figure out how to utilize it and legitimately weave it into your essay, you can do that. You can let me know if you're having trouble with it, but trust yourself. It is very easy when we are on the internet to just have 20 tabs open, type in questions, get answers regurgitated to us immediately, and you just have to, as much as you can, avoid that temptation, because you're cheating yourself out of a good education and a good training to think critically and think deeply, which is what your goal should be. So trust yourselves. No shady business on the internet, no cheating, no plagiarizing, and just kind of keep that up. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Like I said, I will be out of town, but I'll be checking my email. So let me know if you need anything. Have a good one.